Serious, what is a great career path that kids in college aren't aware exists? Oh perfect. No one knows about my career. Only 500 people doing it nationwide and we are in a job shortage. I am a perfusionist and run the cardiopulmonary bypass machine during heart surgeries. Get a Bachelor of Science degree. Then go to a perfusion school, 1 or 2 year program. I am 4 years out of school and made 6 figures last year. I probably averaged 30 to 35 hours per week. It can be stressful because you can kill a patient very easily. Won't happen unless you're careless, but it is very rewarding to know you are saving people's lives every day. Edit. Oh my god, my inbox. More upvotes than perfusionists in the US. This is from another perfusionist below. You learned idiot perfusionist here tagging onto to the top comment. It's a great job but it's a good salary for a reason. You are responsible for someone's life in the most literal way for hours at a time. You can easily kill someone. You will work long hours by yourself. The call can be hard nights and weekends routinely and there is a cement ceiling for salaries. Full stop. This is a great job but if you are someone who freezes up during emergencies I would recommend other fields. If the heart-lung machine goes down during bypass it's your job to fix it. Because you have stopped the heart so a surgeon can operate on a non-beating heart. You have minutes to find the problem. Fix it and hopefully the PT is fine. If you're from the UK some people in China will pay you great money to babysit their kids so their kids can learn the right accent and manners. They'll prefer someone with a college education since it's more prestigious. And I know someone who was earning $50K straight away. How does one go about getting a job like that? There are agencies that arrange this sort of deal. But you won't get near the number quoted. Because the agency gets a massive cut. I am currently living with a Chinese family as an au pair. But my take home is garbage. If you know nothing about Chinese culture and language. And have no potential ways to find it. It would be a good idea to go through one of these agencies to begin with. And then find a family to go full time with after your contract is up. It is interesting. And I would happy to talk more about it if you want to hear it. Merchant Marines. I graduated from a 4-year maritime academy and got a job immediately working 1 month on 1 month off and an 80k a year salary. 5 years later I make 100k a year and only work half of it. Can you elaborate? What do you do? I work in the deck department as a second mate. This essentially means I stand navigational watch, driving the boat, oversee the loading and unloading of cargo, and act as a boss for lower ranking crew members. In this case I work on an oil tanker. Merchant Marines is not military. You don't have to go to school for it. Though it helps. It blows my mind there aren't more people knocking down the doors to do it seeing as an 18-year-old kid can get a job on a tugboat making a few $100s a day. Medical laboratory sciences. In the US, there are severe shortages in the workforce due to new, higher standards for certification and education. It is something that has well-paid positions at multiple levels of degrees. Although associate and bachelor are the most common. Do you like doing science and biological stuff? Do you like being a part of healthcare but hate dealing with sick people directly? Lab services might be for you if you answered yes to both of those questions. Obligatory gold. Technical writer. Double quote. Page intentionally left blank. For $17 HR starting. A lot of the smaller healthcare professions get forgotten by kids in college or high school. Everyone focuses on being a doctor, nurse, dentist, or pharmacist. But there are so many other professions in healthcare. Speech-language pathologists, occupational therapists, physiotherapists, respiratory therapists, medical imaging technologists, X-ray, MRI, US, nuclear medicine, radiation therapists, dietitians, audiologists, chiropodists, laboratory technologists. I'm sure I've forgotten some. They all tend to pay middle-class income or better with reasonable hours. They require specialized knowledge and skills that put your brain to work at least a little bit each day. And you get to work with patients who are typically quite appreciative. Interpreter. In Nick, being one for the courts is very lucrative and in demand. Not that everyone can be proficient in 2 languages. But if you are proficient, a degree isn't needed so long as you can pass a series of tests. Any breakdown on the demand for different languages? Spanish and Mandarin are probably the biggest demands. Edit. OMG, I shouldn't have answered. I'm not the OP, I don't know anything about being an interpreter. Please don't ask me stuff lol. Find a union factory job if you're looking for unskilled work. I entered at 35k. I'll be at 50k within the next year. I have full health, prescription, and dental insurance. And it's basically impossible to fire me unless there are layoffs or I really frick up. I work in an ununionized factory. You be thankful. You be thankful right now. What's the difference between a unionized factory and ununionized? When corporate pushes, we can push back. Our pay, our benefits, everything is determined by our work contract. If corporate wants to make big changes regarding the employees, they have to modify the work contract. So they sit down with the union and negotiate. If we can't come to a satisfactory result, our last resort is striking. Our contract is up next year, so things are going to be renegotiated. I hope to whatever is out there that we don't have to strike. In the United Kingdom, apprenticeships. No debt. A wage and a career lined up and waiting for you. For example, helicopter engineer. Apprenticeships can be good if they create work. But I found, in my fields at least, that they're used by employees to allow them to pay less for the same job that's always existed, undercutting people that were already there. Towboats. If you get on with a good company, you can start off making $40k a year. After a year and a half or so, you can get a tankerman certification along with a significant pay raise. Within 10 years, if you work hard and do everything you need to do, you could be looking at $100k plus working 6 months out of the year. You could do it faster if you're willing to pay for some school. My grandpa is a captain and $500 a day is the lowest he'll go out for. And that's only if he's desperate to get out of the house. On top of that, he's what they call a tripper, which pretty much just means freelance. He goes out when he feels like it and stays home when he doesn't. Funeral director, mortician, and embalmer. It takes very little college to become one and they pay well. Funeral directors usually even get a free house out of the deal. Also hazmat cleanup. Like 18 months of school for a $60k USD per year job. Plus you get to travel all over the world. It's gaining more traction, as in more universities are offering it as a major. But supply chain management offers a great career opportunity. To be fair, it is getting harder to get into an SCM field for major companies without either 3-5 years of experience or a college degree. However, you can normally work for a third-party logistics provider, 3PL, out carrier service and dispatch, and earn some good money that way. Less conventional or glorified IT positions like QA analytics or NOC technicians. They pay from $45k to $75k. Depending on experience, location and schedule. Actuary. Go to the cheapest state school. Get a math degree. Pass the exams. Entry level is close to $75k. Pay keeps rising as you progress through exams. After becoming as associate of an actuarial society, you earn close to $150-200k. I know of people doing that in 4 years after graduating. Plus the work-life balance is excellent as well as job security. No need for an Ivy League education or to be at a Wall Street target school. Also no need for graduate school. My GF's brother is doing HVAC sheet metal work. 22 years old and already making $23 an hour. Which is pretty damn good where we live. My foreman is 24 and makes $1,500 a week. You add in overtime and night pay. He makes $50 an hour. Easy $2,300 a week. Trade play with long hours is crazy. If played right, one could be making bank. Doing QA testing for software. I've seen people with non-technical backgrounds excel at it. If you can write, can manage a project and have some basic graphic design skills, there are always jobs in instructional design, specifically online course development. Not difficult at all to be making 60k within 2 years. Or 80k after 5. I have hired web designers and graphic artists since work in hardcore creative roles can be harder to find. They pick up the tools in no time and make good money. Technical business analyst. I went into college planning on being a C programmer but fell out of love with the idea of coding in a cubicle 8 hours a day. I wanted to use my technical knowledge and people skills together and be involved with the creative process. A BA is the guy who takes business requirements from executives or clients and forms them into actionable tasks for developers. A good BA needs to become very rooted in the needs of the company and also have enough technical knowledge to relay that information to developers. Yes, it's a lot of documentation but also can involve wireframing. Actually designing the UI for front-end applications. The career path for a BA is BA, Technical BA, Project Manager, Scrum Master, Chief Technical Officer or Chief Information Officer. In practical terms 35k year, 65-80k, 100k, plus 150k. TL. Doctor like coding but don't like to code? Get paid 35k fresh out of college to tell developers what to do. Become an operator. Imagine Homer Simpson at a power station, oil refinery, chemical processing plant, electricity distribution network or similar. Sometimes the job title comes under operations technician, desk operator or panel operator. You don't usually require any higher level qualifications for the role. Just be prepared to work 12 hours shift work, including nights and weekends. Be willing to learn how to control the plant. Remember that auto mode is your friend. A computer has your back and is designed to shut down the equipment safely even if you frick up. As you work longer hours, you work less days. I get paid $38k a year to work 140 days of the year. There are apprenticeships with every power company out there. In the UK, if there's a nuclear power station being built near you, get on that shit. Nukes are built to last many years and are an easy job for life. But opportunities are rare because nobody leaves because they have it so easy. Edit. I've had a few people ask me for information regarding how to land yourself a job. Apprenticeships are advertised usually on the generating company website. In the UK we have RWE, Npower, EON, EDF, Centrica, British Gas, and Scottish Power. I've forgotten the other one lol. So check their career sections and look for apprenticeships. Some do programs for graduates. So if you're looking at a more higher level engineering role and you have a degree, then they are worth a shot. For a much better chance of getting an apprenticeship, ask for a week or 2 work experience at a power station near you. Most should be willing to do this. This gets your face known and also shows you have interest in the industry. You don't have to become a desk operator, you could instead work in mechanical, working on pumps, pipe work, valves, boilers, clunky big heavy shit, electrical, generators, motors, transformers, circuit breakers, buzzy shit, or control and instrumentation. The clever shit that automates the entire process. So when a monkey operator like me clicks a button, it does what it should to the associated plant. I'd recommend going to C&I any day, as there is such a shortage of people trained well in this field. Especially when it comes to the programmable logic, other computer related shit. If anyone has questions or needs help, PM me. Close bracket. P.S. You don't have to look for a nuclear station. There are gas, coal, biomass, waste burners, hydro, oil, etc. I'd avoid the old school fossil fuel sites as they are to be phased out in the UK in the not so distant future. There are so many energy from waste plants being built, it would be an idea to join in on the revolution. Additionally, there is a massive boom in wind turbines. They would be a good option too. I've got so much I can tell you. Wonderful people, please ask. Advertising copywriter. We're the lucky ones who get to write Super Bowl commercials. Business majors think we're nuts. English majors think we're SLTS. Just the nature of the business. Logistics. Whether it's truck, train, or air, it's a great and rewarding career. No day is ever the same, technically. You don't even need a college degree to rise in the ranks either. I had no idea that transportation was something I would love until I got into it by accident. Starting out, you can make around $30k a year, which to me is a great entry-level salary. That's without a degree and without any prior experience. Slightly different tack, but several smaller career paths. You can't be expected to know your life's calling by the end of high school. You might not even have a true calling. Do a degree in something you think sounds interesting that isn't totally devoid of jobs. Get a job and work it for a few years. Once you're approaching proficiency, go back to uni or take night classes in something else. Branch out and try something new. A career doesn't have to be for life. You are in control of your future. For a better explanation, I'll leave this http imgur, lwdvs d4fkpvj here. Big data analytics. Being able to manipulate a metric frick ton of data and make it look like magic. It's always fun to prove what the board CEO wants isn't impossible to the executive VPs right in front of their faces. Become a bouncer like me. The perks are endless. 1. The money is stupid good. It's like working 2 or 3 jobs without all that damn working. 2. PSSY becomes your throne. You don't have to say a damn thing, they just wanna frick you regardless. 3. You get to drop bullies on their heads and the cops say thanks cause they didn't have to. 4. You learn how to get just about anyone to do what you want. Useful for living life in easy mode. 5. You'll never set another alarm in your whole life. Just sleep all day after you finish drinking your repressed anger away. Wastewater treatment. Most people don't have any clue what happens after they flush. I never even thought about this as a career before I had a friend work here, and if you can get over dealing with a slightly bad smell occasionally, it's a great option. Decent starting pay, $15. 21. Easy enough work. I usually spend about 4-6 hours per day monitoring equipment from a computer, studying for licensing, or on Reddit like now. And finally get to utilize my biology degree after looking for something in my degree field for 5 years. I also am eligible to get 8% raises with each wastewater license I get. D, C, B, and A. I started in May and I'm already a licensed D operator. Card dealing. Just moved to Vegas. In 4-5 years you could work your way up to a top tier casino. Cousin made it into Caesars in 18 months but was a special case. Depending on your game could easily net 6 figures a year. Edit. Tokes for Sunday and Monday combined were $700 a dealer. Gotta love football season. I always say if all else fails I'm going to be a janitor at a university so my kids can go to school for free. Seriously, any job with a university with tuition benefits is worth it. I'm a lawyer for a university where my kids, if I have any, will get half price tuition. It's a huge benefit even with my high salary. Packaging engineer. You basically engineer the packaging for products. So you hate that plastic clamshell packaging? You can be the solution. Great pay. Interesting work and the job outlook is awesome. You can't name many companies that don't use some kind of packaging. Not many schools have the program. But if yours does, I highly recommend it.